Hi, I'm C.C. Péan, and this is Reclaiming Your Health. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Reclaiming Your Health. So happy to have you here with me this evening. I know you're thinking, where in the world is Cece? Cece is in another kitchen tonight because the kitchen that I usually cook in, we're packing up everything, so it is in total upheaval. So a friend of mine was kind enough to lend me her kitchen for the evening, and so I am cooking here. Never a dull moment with me. If you think there's a dull moment, there isn't. Rethink it. This evening, because I didn't think I was going to have access to a kitchen, necessity is the mother of invention. I thought, let's do something that could be used during the holidays. It's beautiful, it's delicious, it's healthy, and most importantly, it's extremely easy and requires no cooking. What am I talking about? I am talking about parfaits. Parfaits are so great because they are something that visually they are gorgeous. Again, it requires no cooking. There's one component that I cooked tonight because I was trying to bring in my Afro-Caribbean slant that requires cooking, but you don't have to use that component. You can set it and forget it. This is the kind of thing that you can make these, you can put them in your refrigerator, and when it comes time for dessert, or if you're just having friends over for a light treat, you can pull it out and it's ready to go. I love parfaits. They are full of flavor. They've got all these different textures. You've got the creaminess from the yogurt. You've got the crunchiness from either the nuts or the granola. And then you've got your fruit flavors. So you've got all these flavors and textures that come in. Sometimes I even use fresh herbs with my berries. I'll use fresh basil and mint and things like that. I'm telling you, when you create a parfait, go for it. Go for it. I was just talking to Stan before we started, and I said, you got to go hard in the paint. We're going hard in the paint with flavor tonight. We're building those layers of flavor. We are taking advantage of all the Creator has given us naturally, and we're creating a delicious meal. So what are we going to put in our parfait? Well, you can put anything in your parfait, but what we're featuring tonight, we have, I talked about my fresh herbs. I've got basil and mint that I'm going to mix into my berries, or they could be mixed into your yogurt if you wanted. So here are my berries. I've got some beautiful fresh strawberries and blueberries. I've got some yummy, fresh, ripe pineapple. We've got pecans here. I've got kelewele. If anybody knows of this from West Africa, it's my take on kelewele because kelewele typically has onion and garlic and pepper. But it also has anise and ginger and nutmeg. And anise and ginger and nutmeg is what I used in mine. I didn't add the pepper, but I used anise, ginger, and nutmeg. And what it basically is ripe plantain. You put a little bit of oil in your pan. I dice it up and I kind of pan fry it. I sprinkle a little bit of salt and some either fresh ginger or powdered ginger, a sprinkle of anise, and a sprinkle of nutmeg, and it is yummy. And if you layer this on your parfait, you've got an incredible flavor to it. I also have some peaches. It's not peach season, so I had to use canned peaches, but I used canned peaches that are in pear juice. So no heavy syrup here, pear juice, okay? We've got some yummy berry granola that's got big chunks of almond in it. I have got a beautiful green kiwi. We have got pomegranate seeds. How festive looking is that? I've also got some walnuts and some hemp seeds. Hemp seeds, they add some crunch and they're full of magnesium and zinc. They're good for you. We've got some fresh banana. We've got lemon and lime where we're going to use the zest a little bit in our yogurt. And then I had some other ideas for you all. You all can always use fruit sweetened preserves, could be a layer or a component in your parfait. Pumpkin puree as well. You can season this up like you would a pumpkin pie and make that one of your layers. There's the possibilities are endless. So the yogurts that I really like. So I think the best type of yogurt to use for your parfait is something really thick because you want it to stand up to all this fruit and this granola and stuff that you're putting on it. One of my favorite products on the market I love Forager products. And they have a cashew milk yogurt that is lightly sweetened with maple syrup. So they have cashew yogurt, you can use almond milk yogurt, you can use coconut milk yogurt, you can use soy. There's so many options, but this one is really my favorite. It's really nice and thick. I also have here Siggi's plant-based coconut blend. These are strawberry flavored, so you could always do a flavored yogurt as well. I shy away from that. I like to stick with a plain yogurt because I feel like it gives space for all the other components to speak. It's not competing, right? So anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about with regards to your parfaits is the vessel in which you put your parfait. So it depends. If you want to do a little bite, you might do something small like this, okay? If this is just like part of your dessert bar, for example, something like this. You see how small this is? Something like this would work. Or even something like this. This is the next size up, okay? Then we've got something like this where this is more like a meal, okay? And finally, because it's the holidays and we want to do something elegant, we have this gorgeous glass with this gold rim. So I think I'm going to make one in here and I'm going to make one in the itty bitty one as well so you can see. But what's so great, you always have to use a clear glass because you want the drama of the color and the layers in this parfait. So it is something that you have to take your time with. You need to think about it before you do it because once it's in there, if it's messy, it's not going to tell the same story. Now it'll be delicious, but when we're preparing things, we want to put, we want to take our time and we really want to make it an experience not only in terms of taste, but visually, right? That's something that we've talked about. And so that's something that we need to think about from the beginning when we are even prepping our components. So when I was doing my pineapple, I made sure that I cut everything evenly, okay? When I was doing my kiwi, I made sure that I cut, if you can go to the side, I cut everything evenly because it's going to show, the end result is going to show in your final product. The kelewele, same thing, okay? So one of the things I like to do, I told you I love building flavors. One of the things that I like to do when I use my yogurt is I like to add some flavor to it. Now, I talked about using a plain yogurt because I don't want to compete with the components, but there are a few things you can do to your yogurt that is going to take it to the next level, and you're putting thought to it. You're not just dumping some yogurt in a bowl. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this yogurt in this bowl here, and let me show you what I do. This is something that I really want to encourage you all to do because it's love. It's love. One of the things that I love about, using that word again, one of the things that I love about cooking is it's my way of expressing love. And when you express love, you take time with it. You don't want to rush it, right? So here is my yogurt. What I'm going to do to this is I'm just going to add a smidgen of salt because that always brings life to flavors. Salt of the earth. Okay, so one twist there. I love to use ginger root. I typically use a ginger puree or a ginger powder. Tonight I'm using a ginger powder, but a puree works just as well. And I'm going to use the equivalent of probably a quarter teaspoon. Now, if you use a ginger puree, make sure you look at it and you see what's in there, because a lot of times there's some, there can be some funny stuff in there. So we don't want that. So I've added a little bit of ginger and a smidgen of salt to this. Okay, just that simple. Now, if I wanted to, at this point, I could mince up some mint in there, or I could mince up some basil, but I'm not going to do that in this particular one. We're going to do our small dish. And so what you need to make sure that you have, after you've mixed this well, you need to make sure that you have a spoon that will allow you to easily get into this container. Because once it's in there, it's going to be hard to clean it up. So you need to make sure that you're very deliberate in filling your container. You see how I'm doing that? Okay. And I'm going to stop using the spoon to catch anything extra. And so with this, we want to do layers, right? So we don't want a whole bunch of yogurt and just toppings. We want to make sure that we've got layers of things. So I'm going to put a few berries in there. And just take your time, no rush, because remember, you're doing this ahead of time. So you can take your time. This is one of those set it and forget it type things. Okay, so we've done a layer of berries. To that, we're thinking about color, right? To that, I'm going to add a spoonful of fresh diced pineapple. That's going to be our next layer. Be sure to get it around the sides. Of course, there's going to be some see-through, but we want to limit that. Okay. We've got those two things, and now let's go back to our yogurt again. Over the top. Okay. We're going to catch it with our spoon. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of kiwi. Okay, we've got our kiwi. And what should we put on there last? Let's see. Let's do something really vibrant. Let's do some pomegranate. Do some pomegranate seeds. And we're going to do a pinch of hemp. It's going to add some crunchiness to it. Okay, so there's our first parfait. See that? That's our first one. I'm actually going to have time to do more than just two. So let's go in here and let's do one of this. Okay. So with this one, I think I want to use, we're going to use some fresh banana in this one. But let's start with our layer of our yogurt. Actually, I want to use some of my kelewele. So we've got this plantain that we like pan fried with some nutmeg and some anise and some ginger. And we're just going to put a layer of that at the bottom of this cup. The other great thing about this is because everything is room temperature, you don't have to worry about things, it's either room temperature or cold. So you don't have to worry about anything coming straight off the stove or out of the oven. I mean, I literally fixed this like 2 hours ago, and it is perfectly fine. Okay, we've got that. Let's see, what should we do next? So many choices, so many choices. Let's see. Let's do some pomegranate because it's such a beautiful color. You're thinking about there's like a tartness that you're going to add with the pomegranate. So you've got the sweet spicy with the plantain, and then we're going to do the tartness of the pomegranate. The other thing you can do when you put this together is you can just literally put all the ingredients out on the counter and people can make their own. So you don't have to think about it. Okay? And then I'm going to come back here. You know what? I'm going to put some peaches on here. Let's do a few peaches. I think this one is just going to be the bottom layer is going to be the yogurt, but we're just going to kind of build beautiful colors on top. Got our beautiful peaches. Ooh, that looks delightful. Let's see, what have I not used? I haven't used any yogurt, any granola as yet. So this yogurt is one of my favorites. It's from Whole Foods, and it's a blueberry yogurt they have. My boss loves this. I literally fix Parfait for him every morning. And this is always, if nothing else is eaten, the Parfait is eaten. What's great about it is it's kind of a guilt-free sweet. Lovely. And we want to, let's see, what can we put on top of it? Oh, that looks so yummy. So whoopsie daisy. To this, we're going to add, I think we're going to add some fresh mint. Let's just do a little bit of fresh mint. So it's going to add a little bit of green color, and it's going to add some herbiness. And I know you all have seen me do this before. I just roll it, and I'm kind of julienne it. And we're just going to put that on top. There we have another delicious parfait. You see that? Oops, let me get in front of my camera. Look at that. Who wouldn't want to try that? Doesn't that look yummy? So we've got two. And let's just go for it. Let's just keep building them. For this one, I'm actually going to use the flavored yogurt. Let's do that. So this is, we have a strawberry coconut and we have a raspberry. So let's do the raspberry. Stir this one up a little bit. So the color is not bright and white. It's more a kind of pinkish color. Let's put some of that in the bottom. We want to kind of counteract that color. I'm just going to shake it around just a little bit to get it evenly there. And what can we put on that? Actually, let's use some of our fresh banana. But what I'm going to use first, because we really want to add some color because this is kind of like blah at the bottom. Let's add some peaches. Carefully going to spoon those in there. Again, take your time with it. There's no rush because once this is done, you are done. All you got to do after this is just pull it out of the refrigerator. So take your time with it. All right. So we've got our peaches there. Okay. Let's do some berries on top of that. So we've got a mixture of our blueberries and our strawberries. building on top. That looks lovely, looks yummy. And I'm going to put a little banana on here. The banana is the only thing that you're going to have to wait till the last minute for, because you know what happens with bananas. They brown. But if that's the only thing you have to worry about at the last minute, you're way ahead of the game. Okay. We've got some banana here. We're just going to dice it up. Go. And we're going to put our banana right on top. That looks so good. So good. That is a nice portion. And to this as well, we're going to add a little hemp seed, our zinc and our magnesium. There we go. And put a little walnut on top as well. There you go. So this is a berry yogurt. We've got peaches, we've got fresh berries, fresh banana, some hemp seed, and walnuts in this one. You see that? Let's flip on the side here. And again, this is great because this is something you can make ahead of time, set it and forget it. Okay, so let's work on our last one, people. In this beautiful glass. And so we really want all of our components to shine with this. So let's do the base, just the yogurt. And I'm just going to make sure that the yogurt comes right up to that line that's covered, because we don't want to waste any of our beautiful colors where you can't see it. Okay, so that's all filled with yogurt. Just got a little bit of the yogurt showing there, the bottom. Okay, and with this one, I want to do stuff all throughout. So let's see, what have we not used so far? We haven't used any basil. We haven't used any pecans. And I would say that's about it. So let's do this. Let's really go for it with this one. I'm going to take one of these basil leaves. I'm going to roll it finely. And I'm going to just julienne, just cut it. A lot of people don't think to use basil in sweet preparations, but let me tell you, it is delicious. And something that you could always do is you could make a berry compote. And with that berry compote, let me get a better knife. With that berry compote, you could actually put basil in it. Just cook the basil down in it, and it gives a really beautiful flavor. So you can do it fresh or you can cook with it, but either way, it's a great addition to a parfait. So we've done that, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that layer there. So you won't necessarily see it, but I promise you, you're gonna taste it. Okay, let's go through here with our berries again. Berries are antioxidants. You really can never get enough of them. Just make sure that you buy them organic. There goes our berry layer. Yummy. Okay. And now let's do some kiwi. Beautiful. This looks very Christmassy. Our red and our green, or it looks very holiday-ish, I should say. There are a lot of holidays through the season. It's not just Christmas. Be respectful to that. Beautiful. Let's got a little bit left, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on there. Boink. Okay. And let's just keep playing with our color. So now I'm gonna put some yellow on there. Why not? A bit of the tropics during the winter, huh? With the pineapple and the kiwi. Beautiful. It smells so good. All right. And to this, we want to do a little bit of crunch. So I'm going to do a layer of pecans. We haven't used any pecans as yet. Pecan across the top. These things fill up quickly, but you don't want to make them too big. We've got some pecans there, and I think I'm going to finish this off with pomegranate seeds. Across the top. Ooh, that looks so good. Let's just go hard in the paint. Let's just put this bad boy up. Can you have too much nutrition? Can it be too nutrient dense? I don't think so. And to this, we're just going to do a beautiful little sprig of mint. Just going to put a beautiful little sprig of mint there. Add a little, just break up some of that red up top. Here, look at that. Oh, that lovely. It looks so good. And this is healthy. This is not like, no shade to grandma's peach cobbler, but come on. Is this beautiful? It's beautiful. I guarantee you it is scrum diddly umptious. So that is our fourth one. So, people, this is a great idea. We're going to review all four of these in just a moment. This is a great idea. It is something that it's so fun if you were to do a bar, like I suggested, where people, you just have glasses out and they see all these yummy fruits and this luscious yogurt. And they can make whatever they want to. If they don't like that, oh, just make a little bit. Okay, I'll go back and I'll make some more. But it is something that you don't have to feel guilty about. It's something that's not going to negatively affect your health. Yes, they're sugars, they're fruit sugars, but they're not going to affect you like concentrated sugar would. So it's a healthier choice as we make the transition to a healthier lifestyle. This is the type of thing you want. So we have got 4 different options here. This is our petite parfait. Okay, so we have our berries and our pineapple. We've got some kiwi, some pomegranate, and some hemp seed on that one. This one, again, we have a base of our yogurt and we have our pomegranates. We have our kelewele, which is the plantain that has been fried with anise, nutmeg, and ginger. Okay, ripe plantain. We diced it up, pan fried it, and we put that there. And then we put some pomegranate seeds, and then we've got some peaches, some granola, and some fresh basil on top of this one. Then our next one, we used strawberry coconut yogurt. And we put some peaches on here and a blend of berries and strawberries, some fresh banana, some walnuts and hemp seed. And finally, this is the amazing, gorgeously plated, because this glass is everything. We've got our yogurt in there with our berries. This is just like a tropical surprise. We've got a layer of fresh basil, julienne basil in there. And we have our berries and we have our kiwi, some fresh pineapple, pomegranate, and some pecans. Come on. Who would not want to eat this? It is beautiful, it's festive, it's healthy, and like I said earlier, most importantly, it's easy. So thank you for joining me on Reclaiming Your Health. I hope that you all are taking on this challenge. I hope that you all are keeping a record of these recipes as we go into the new year. Um, the decision for health is a daily decision. And the decision to not give into appetite that will lead us towards things that are not good for us is a daily decision as well. So my desire is to help you and me by coming up with these things that are yummy and just so happen to be good for you. Every week, Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Thank you so much for joining me. I am C.C. Péan. This is Reclaiming Your Health. Please share pictures. I want to see you all. Many of you probably already have components that you can make your own parfaits tomorrow morning or even tonight for your late night snack. So I want to see those. Take pictures of them, post them, tag me, tag my page, share them with me. Here is to health. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.